Yes, sir.
This is Lion back with another one from BWF Media and my boy PW. Say what's up, PW.
What's going on, world? How y'all feeling out there?
All right. For this episode, we got Bossman DLo. They recently did a video about the length of what a track should be and how he has made so much progress of just only dropping a minute 30 seconds, minute 20-second verses on his albums, and he says it's working just fine for him. So let's dive into it and see what he's talking about.
Yes, sir. Let's see.
My song a minute 30.
Yeah, you in and
minute
out.
20. I don't want to do nothing but hit that shit one time, run it back. If it was that gas, another minute 20. Okay, next song. Bro, like these songs coming out, these shorter and shorter and shorter. Like the hits coming out, these short, and then the hits that's coming out that's long, they getting turned off halfway in the song. They listening, they going hook, verse, back to the hook one more time. I don't hear this more. I don't want to hear the second verse and then hear the hook again. Nah, they cut it off.
Now, the clip I just played was of rapper Bossman DLo explaining why he chooses to release short rap songs. It's a topic I think deserves more attention because it reflects a larger shift happening in the rap industry. His reasoning isn't just about personal preference. It's a response to how the music industry operates today, and it ties directly to what many believe is contributing to the decline of rap as an art form.
Okay.
Yo, real quick, do you think you rather hear a shorter song, or if it was a fire song, would you want to hear a longer version of it, or you don't mind a short version?
Me personally, I like longer versions of songs, but I always said this: like, if it's gonna be a longer version, that second verse needs to be stronger than that first verse. You know what I'm saying? Because if I hear the first verse and it's popping real good, then I expect that second verse to be popping even more. You know what I'm saying? So I prefer the longer verses. You know, there's been songs where I listen to and it's been like a minute and 30, and I'd be like, damn, that beat was fire. I think he should have went a little bit longer on that. I want to hear more of it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's preference at the end of the day. But me personally, man, I love a long track, at least 2 to 3 minutes, man. I'll listen to it.
If it's fire, right?
If it's fire, 2 to 3 minutes, I'm in.
Right. I agree.
Rap songs have become increasingly popular, driven by factors like streaming algorithms, social media trends, and the ever-shortening attention spans of listeners. But Bossman DLo's perspective adds another layer to this conversation, one that highlights both the
pause that real
and
quick.
The pitfalls of this.
So yeah, the short attention span is where I do understand it, because if you look at YouTube Shorts, you only got 3 minutes to get your point across. That's the longest that you got to get your point across. And then you got 15 seconds to maybe a minute to get your point across. So, I mean, if you could squeeze in everything that you got to say within a minute to 3 or a minute and 30 seconds, then you good. If you can master that, hell yeah, you good. Right. But you might have listeners out there that might not want to hear no just 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? They paying their dollars, their money. They want to hear you rap longer, not just one verse. But you know, like I say, it all depends on what you prefer, what you like as a person.
I think, you know what? I think people can get away with it in the streaming era, but I don't think you can get away with it in the CD era.
Oh yeah.
Because if you got 1 minute song on the CD, come on, bro.
Yeah, they ain't trying to pay. They ain't gonna pay my money for that. You know?
You know,
I can see it. Yeah. Back in them days, yeah. But nowadays, man, you're right. People do got short attention spans, and you know what I'm saying. They want to hear a hot verse, especially especially a DJ. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a DJing, he not gonna really try to, stay on the song for a whole 3 minutes. He got to keep it rolling.
Right.
So when you look at it that way, then okay, yeah, I understand that maybe doing like a minute 30 on a song is good, because if you performing at a show, you know what I'm saying, you drop a minute 30 on each song, damn near, you on to the next show. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got time to sit around and be doing a whole 3 minutes on a song for a show. and then leave and go to another event and do the same thing over again. I wouldn't want to do that
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
I would prefer the minute and 30 when I'm doing shows all day.
Well, that's what I mean. So it's basically like saying, like, okay, in certain things, yeah, you can, run through the songs like 1 minute or whatever, boom, the hot verse, boom, you go to the next song. But if you sitting down and you just spent $10 on an album,
Mm-hmm.
and this nigga running through a minute song, you feel me? And you
Yeah,
got
they feel
about
like he been ripped off.
yeah,
Yeah.
straight up and down. Yeah. So
this approach. In this video, I want to dive deeper into why artists like Bossman DLo feel compelled to adapt their music in this way. Is it about survival in an industry that values numbers over substance, or is it a creative choice rooted in something more intentional? Let's talk about what he said. A lot of people might already recognize the name Bossman DLo. I came a long way from lunch trays and eat rice. He's a 26-year-old rising star in hip hop, a Florida rapper who's been making serious waves this year. As a fresh face in the game, he's quickly carving out a unique lane for himself, standing out with his distinct style and approach to music. I actually think Bossman DLo is one of the more memorable new rappers out right now. He's a street rapper, which is a style a lot of people are gravitating towards these days. What sets him apart for me, though, is his focus on money and success, rather than just rapping about violence.
you know what? Real quick, I think Bossman DLo, his
R.I.P. to
name.
my nigga right there, man. You stopped
I
that
know,
perfect timing. R.I.P. to my
I know,
nigga.
Dolph,
But
man,
go
he
ahead.
can't, man. But
Dang, that's my nigga right
Bossman,
there.
I know, man. Damn, why I
Look
had
how
to
you
go?
stopped that.
I know,
Damn,
bro. That's
man.
one of my favorite rappers, bro. I
Favorite
don't
rapper
care,
right there. Rest in peace
man.
to my
Straight
nigga,
up,
dog.
man. We ain't, man, hands down. But anyway, uh, Bossman DLo name, I think his name is more popular than him, if that makes sense.
Wow, yeah. Okay.
I don't know how that makes, because I know Bossman DLo, I just ain't know his music.
His music, right.
Right, because I don't listen to him because it ain't on my radar or whatever. I probably heard a couple songs, whatever, but I do remember his name though. So I don't know. That's interesting. It's interesting.
Kind of like the late young Dolph. Rest in peace. If I'm going to listen to a street rapper, I tend to gravitate towards those who bring that hustler mentality into their music. After all, who doesn't like hearing about getting to the bag? I recently came across an interview Bossman
Right.
DLo did with hip hop podcasters Gilly and Wallow, where he explained why he chooses to drop short rap songs. This clip from the interview was originally posted by No Labels Necessary on Instagram and has been reposted all over the platforms, sparking a lot of conversation. I want to touch on this topic because it's highly relevant to the ongoing conversation about why so many people are saying that rap is dying. Short rap songs and short songs in general have become the wave in the music industry. This trend is largely driven by streaming platforms, where
Right.
shorter tracks mean higher replay value and more streams, ultimately boosting an artist's numbers.
See, he just said it right there.
Yeah.
He said it right there. So we basically just spoke on it. So it is the platform. So since it ain't CDs no more and it's more of a personal thing, it's like, you just stream it. It's like going on Instagram or something. You know what I'm saying? You just scrolling through. Oh, you hear something. Okay, yeah, that was cool. Boom. Now you going to the next song. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'll probably give it a minute and 30 if it's jumping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If it ain't jumping, you probably give it like less than a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because that kind of goes with the clips that we post. You know what I'm saying? Because I might post a clip on my channel, our channel, and it'll be like 8 seconds. And it'll get 7 million views. Versus if I post a long content, it's gonna take a long time to get 7 million views. Because what? People are constantly strolling. They ain't got no time. They want to see the next thing. They need that dopamine hit. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That dopamine hit. So boom, I'm gonna see this 8 minutes. Boom, let me go to the next one.
All right. So you saying that? Do you think it's basically the analytics, right? The rappers are looking at the analytics. Let's say they're not looking at it, but let's say they are, right?
Okay.
They're looking at the analytics and they're like, hey, my song that's like you said, like, a shorter version of it is getting more traction than the longer version, right? So in their mind, they like, okay, well, shit, I ain't even got to do a whole song like that. Let me just break it down, right?
Right.
In that mentality. But I think that mentality, now you're more catering to, the people, instead of like, yeah, you should cater to the people, but it's still like you're dumbing down yourself now
Yeah.
because of you noticing the algorithm is like, okay, well, like you said, I could get 7 million views if I could just do this time, but if I do a longer time, it's gonna be longer. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like now you're just willing to, like, you know what? Let me just dumb my shit down a little bit more so I could get more motion, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
think, and I don't know if that's a good thing, Chief. I don't
But
know.
But see, with him, I think it's more so of like, I need to get to the money fast. I don't want to sit in the studio and do 33-minute songs. You know what I'm saying? I need to go ahead and finish these albums quicker. So I'm gonna drop minute 30, minute 20 raps, and I'm gonna move on with it. Get these albums knocked out. Get these shows lined up. I'm gonna jump on these shows and run his money up fast. So and that I think he's looking at it like that. Like he don't got time to be sitting in the studio all day trying to come up with so many verses on one song.
Right.
So if I could put it all, if I can get my point across in one song, a minute and 30, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and do that because people really don't want to really hear no long drawn out song. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it ain't hot.
Yeah, if it ain't hot, that's all day you cutting it off. But if it's hot,
people might want to hear a little bit more.
They might want to hear a little more.
I want to need a little more, goddamn it. If it's hot, goddamn, I need all my money work.
all day.
Strategic move that aligns with fast-paced consumption habits of today's listeners, who often prefer quick, digestible content over longer, more intricate tracks. Specifically in hip-hop, this trend gained significant traction during the SoundCloud era. You might remember how rappers like XXXTentacion, Lil Pump, and others from that time began dropping extremely short songs that quickly skyrocketed in popularity. Tracks like XXXTentacion's Look at Me and Lil Pump's Gucci Gang were not only catchy but also concise, clocking in at under 3 minutes. The reason? Replay value. These short tracks encourage listeners to hit that replay button over and over again, ultimately boosting their streaming numbers and helping them climb the charts faster. Platforms like SoundCloud rewarded this kind of engagement. These songs were perfectly tailored for the platform and the era. They fit into the fast-paced consumption habits of listeners and thrived on repeat plays.
Pause it right there.
A key factor in driving their...
Blow me up.
Okay.
And that's why I said, if y'all heard me back then, I said on Instagram, not Instagram, YouTube, 3 minutes on the shorts, because they already know the algorithm of how it's going. They've seen it with SoundCloud. They've seen it with other platforms. So you have to get with the trend. You have to follow the trend. And that's what they're doing. They're following the trend. They're giving you 3 minutes to get your point across. And nowadays, these songs are like 3 minutes. So you don't even have to upload, you know what I'm saying, your whole video. You don't have to upload on the video side of YouTube. You can do it you can upload a whole video on the shorts now.
Right.
So if you're smart, you'll take advantage of the shorts because that's what they're pushing. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like this. If SoundCloud, right? They said SoundCloud is like they had a platform and they reward the replay, right? So in my opinion, I feel it was the platforms kind of pushing that a little bit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's what made people kind of be like, you know what? Let me do shorter stuff, because on this platform, it seems to be that I'm getting more attention. If that makes sense, right?
Yes, that does. It does make sense.
So I don't know. I just it's tricky. It's tricky, man. It's tricky.
Their virality. Their brevity made them ideal for SoundCloud's younger audience, who were drawn to high energy, easily consumable tracks that didn't demand a lengthy attention span.
I dare you to let me
Yeah.
build you a complete.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's a trip.
Yeah. I'm about to say, shoot, they better take advantage of that damn YouTube shorts because anyway, you got a song 5 minutes. If you better be popping for somebody to stick around and listen to a song 5 minutes, and they ain't no guarantee they're gonna watch it all the way through. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you know what? You just made it.
Go
You
ahead.
made a good point though. You said get the long version, put it on there, but then chop it up into shorts, right?
No,
And
you
then
can do that. You could chop it up in shorts, but if you got a song that's just 3 minutes or less, you could upload that mug to YouTube Shorts and do numbers.
right.
Like seriously, do some serious numbers. That's
So
the
you don't
recipe right there.
so you don't think that if they did, let's say, I don't care if it was a 7-minute song, they broke down that 7-minute song into shorts
That'll
while they
work. Yeah.
still
Yeah.
right?
Hell yeah. That'll work too. Yeah, I think that'll be a smart thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Because we know longer content pays out more than shorter content. So,
Yeah.
but it all depends though, because you can get paid from different ways. You can get paid from the impressions, and you can get paid from the ad side. So it all comes together. It all makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But just utilize both of them at the end of the day. Utilize both of them.
Okay. I like that. I like that, man.
Algorithms have changed the way music is consumed and created. Streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music, and platforms like TikTok reward songs that capture attention quickly and keep listeners engaged. Shorter songs naturally fit this mold. They grab the listener's attention within seconds and often end before the listener even considers skipping. This shift has reshaped the creative process for many artists, especially in hip hop. Instead of focusing on storytelling or complex structures, the emphasis now is on creating tracks that are immediate, catchy, and easily repeatable. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's simply a reflection on how the music landscape has evolved. However, it does raise questions about whether these algorithms are stifling creativity by pushing artists to cater to what works best for the platform rather than what feels most authentic.
See, we just said that. We just said it.
For rappers like Bossman DLo, embracing shorter rap songs isn't just a trend, it's a strategic move to stay relevant and thrive in an industry driven by streaming numbers. But as this approach becomes more widespread, it makes us wonder, is this reliance on algorithms dictating the future of music? And if so, what does this mean for the soul and substance of hip hop as a genre? Back in 2020, something major happened in the music industry that shifted the way artists approached their craft. Streaming services like Spotify and platforms like TikTok started playing an even bigger role in shaping what songs became hits. The trend of shorter songs, which had been bubbling under the surface for years, fully exploded. Suddenly, the average song length was shrinking, with more tracks barely hitting the 2-minute mark. Why? Because shorter songs mean higher replay value, which translates to more streams and ultimately more revenue for artists and record labels. This strategy became especially popular in hip hop, like we stated, through artists like XXXTentacion and Lil Pump, coming out of the SoundCloud era, which had already laid the blueprint for this formula. Their success proved that shorter, high-energy tracks could dominate the charts, and the industry hasn't looked back since. I want to share a short little story that ties directly into this conversation. A couple months ago, I was chopping it up with a very successful underground artist who's been killing it in the streaming game. I was looking for some perspective on music I was working on myself, so I sent him one of my songs to get his opinion. The track had this long intro, beautiful piano, a smooth bass line, and a nice build-up leading up to the hook. Now, the actual song didn't start until the 30-second mark. Personally, I liked it, but of course, I want to get a second opinion. And the first thing he told me was, bro, you got to cut out that intro. He explained that having a 30-second build-up means you're losing potential listeners within the first 10 seconds.
Right, because they're going to scroll past that motherfucker.
So right. So all right. So you remember back in the day, when hip hop music was coming out, right? And the intros was the shit back then. You had a fire intro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was a thing. That was a thing. The intro was the shit.
It was. Like think about Meek Mill's one of the the craziest songs he had. The intro was like, what was it, Dreams and Nightmares or something like that?
Dream, I think it was on Dream Chasers.
Yeah, it was
His
on
album
Dream
Dream
Chasers.
Chasers. Yeah, I think that's the album.
And he had that crazy intro, and it
Mhm.
just built up all the way.
Yeah, oh, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
he cut up.
he cut up. And
Yeah.
like, so you said we can't even have that no more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Then the other guy, the one that said niggas prayed on my downfall, he had a long intro too. When he was getting ready to get out of prison, you know, he was basically talking about when he got out of prison and all that. Y'all know the song.
Oh, you
And
talking
he
about
had a long intro.
T Grizzly.
Yeah, T Grizzly, that's his name. Shout out T Grizzly. He had a build up too. You know what I'm saying? And I loved that build up. Like I was we anticipated that build up in the car. You know what I'm saying? Because we know soon that beat drop, he was gonna go in. You know what I'm saying? So some people love it, some people hate it. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on what the
But that
person what their
song,
preference. But that song, yeah.
That song was hella long.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it? It was like way over 3 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. And I didn't even mind it, you know what I'm saying? Because when we jamming in it, it's like shit, it's been jamming. We're finna rock this motherfucker all the way to the end. And we're gonna rap it word for word. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just that hot, you know.
Straight up.
Some cats, you know, I don't know, they can't make that hot music like that long. They can't make hot long music or something. They need them little shorts.
Right.
They need them reels, goddamn.
They need them real albums.
Them reels.
The reels
Shit,
album.
they the YouTube shorts, goddamn.
Oh,
but I ain't mad at it, man. How y'all get y'all money? Y'all get y'all money. I ain't mad at you. Create, man. It's all about creating at the end of the day. If you feel like you can get somebody to attention in a minute 30, hell, go ahead and try it. You know what I'm saying? I like it though. I like it. But think about it like this. If you had a track, I don't know if I should say this because somebody might steal his idea. But they probably already used it before. But think about if you did a minute on each track. And then after that minute, it jumped to the next song and you do another minute. And then that minute opens up to the next song. And then that minute opens up to the next song. Boy, I think that'll be a dope ass project to create.
Listen, bro. I feel you just said 1 minute tracks on a whole album. So that means that album is 10 minutes long, my brother.
Right.
That's not flying.
Okay. Ain't flying. What if it's a Lil Wayne? What if somebody like Lil Wayne did a 10-minute track?
Come on.
Gave you a hot verse in each track on each beat. It'll be just like a freestyle at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's longer than 1 minute. Maybe it's like a minute 30. Each song a minute 30. But at the end of that track, it opens up to the other track and it just falls into positions, falls into place.
Man, that's not. Listen, it could probably work for the streaming. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm saying if this was a physical copy, it ain't going, bro. Niggas ain't buying no 10-minute albums, bro.
But niggas ain't buying albums anyway. They're streaming
because it's all streaming. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a disconnect. You see what I'm saying? When you got something tangible in your hand, you get me?
Yeah.
Like that's different than just seeing it on a screen.
I know it. I get you. It's more like a collectible.
Bro. Like
this young generation, they not even buying they not looking at it like that no more. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at it as they want to stream.
They didn't grow up in that.
They ain't grow up in that. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so as, oh, let me get the SoundCloud or the iTunes, you know what I'm saying? Or my mixtapes. You know, they'll stream that. But for the physical copy, man, you gotta be deep in the hood and holler at your local CD man, and he gonna pull it out of the trunk for your bootleg style. Or you can go down there to the corner store and they'll probably have a few of them in there if you still got a car with a CD player in it. You know what I'm saying? So nowadays it's moving now. It's moving fast paced. So people ain't gonna have time to go in there and buy a CD unwrap it, find a CD player, and stick it in to play it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. No, they're not gonna do that.
they ain't
But
doing all that.
like we were saying before with the
Where you at? Okay.
like we were saying before with the touch to play devices.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Collectibles.
the collectibles, but it's still it's modern because of the technology it serves, right? But it gives you that authentic back in the day type of promotion. You get what I'm saying? Like the CDs, the
Yeah.
records, the tapes, you know what I'm saying? But it's a
Yeah.
modern version of it. It looks like a CD, it looks like a tape or whatever,
But it's a
but you can
USB
just
type deal.
yeah, you
It's
can just tap
a
your phone and tap your computer and bam, you got the music, right? So I don't know.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
That'll be good.
Now, this is someone who's made millions of dollars just from streaming, so I knew that they weren't speaking out of nowhere. Still, I pushed back a little to play devil's advocate, asking why it was necessary to sacrifice such a creative moment in the song. Their response was simple but clear: you just have to adapt. That conversation stuck with me because it reflects how the game works now. It's no longer about artistry. It's about understanding the platforms and playing to their strengths. And for better or worse, this is the reality of the modern music industry. A lot of artists, especially rappers, get very discouraged because they don't want to feel like they're sacrificing their artistry just to appeal to the algorithms or latest trends. For many, making music is
Right.
a form of self-expression, and having to cut intros, shorten verses, or simplify their sound to fit the current streaming mode can feel like a compromise.
Right. Because they be like, yeah. Because
we
they be
just said
wanting
that.
yeah, big artists like that, you know what I'm saying? They want to be able to give you a story. They want to be able to tell a story and give you a movie and paint a whole picture of it. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the video, you get the whole picture of that 3 minutes. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, I love that. That's why I say I love longer songs, you know, but if they going this short song way, and if you can fit it all in 1 minute or two, I mean, hey, more power to you. But man, I prefer those long story songs, man. That's what I grew up on, and that's what I like to do. That's what I liked to do back in the day, is create longer songs. Like it was at one point I had a 5-minute song, 4-minute song.
Damn.
You know, so we used to do songs that long. You know, but it was all about telling the story. You know, you was able to get a whole story of who I was as a person, what I went through. Damn, now you got my whole life story in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, when you think about it like that, man, that gives you the opportunity to get to know that artist even better when they start creating longer projects like that. You get to see their creativity, their artistry. You know what I'm saying? And it's good.
It's good. I think the younger generation, they didn't experience what we experienced when it comes to the CD era and all that, right? So they don't know what it feel like to be hand in hand, independent. Like they gotta wait. What is it? Like you get 1,000 views and you get a certain amount of money, right? But with a CD, you give that one person the CD, you get your $10 or $20 or whatever you getting for it, right?
Yeah. Because we were selling them on the block, boy. I was getting $5, $10. You know, I was creating my own prices, you know, at the end of the day. And it was sometimes where I gave a few of them away for free, you know, just so they can hear it and come back and get the next. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about it. Hey, if you can hustle it, if it could be sold, if it could be hustled, goddamn, I'm gonna hustle it and get that money. You know what I'm saying? So back in the day, man, we were selling CDs, boy. We had our money firsthand. We didn't have to wait on no company to send us a check. We was already in the streets racking up them dollars, $5 a CD. You know what I'm saying? So that done killed the tax. That done killed goddamn the middleman. That done killed everything. Selling these hard copies gonna get you the money.
Straight up.
And shit, it was one point. Who that sold a copy of a CD for $100? What, that Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah, that's Nipsey. Nipsey did that. That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man.
And Nipsey ain't doing no 1-minute songs.
Right. So you can't tell me niggas ain't buying no albums, because if they rock with you, it don't matter how much your album come or how much it is. If they rock with you, they gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? They gonna, if they rock with you, they gonna buy it.
That's
And then
right.
don't say if you could be able to turn it into a collectible. You know what I'm saying? Now you and say you only sold, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get real deep with it, say you created it and you only sold a few of them for a couple $100. Now they collectibles. You want to buy this album? You can't get this album unless you buy it from me. And I'm selling this album for $500. What you want to do?
Straight up. And that's what I'm saying. It's like the streaming platforms and stuff, like I ain't gonna say they trying to take it away, because you know they got their own business model, but it's taking away from that potential. What you saying? You see what I'm saying? And the younger artists don't get it because they didn't grow up in that era, so they don't understand like how powerful that is. You get what I'm saying?
Well, think about this though. Think about this, and you'll see. Like, imagine getting a subscription for Spotify, paying this subscription every month for a CD that you could have been bought one time and didn't have to worry about paying for this subscription every month. So every month you paying for that CD, the other music you listening to, you paying for all these albums to listen to every month when you could have just went to the store and bought it one time and had it downloaded on an MP3 and you've been had that song forever.
Right.
So the streaming game is really tricking a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? They are really tricking a lot of people and they're making a lot of money doing it. You know what I'm saying? And they're not paying out the artists how they should pay the artists out. They're giving them pennies on the dollar. You understand? So it really needs to be deaded. Like the streaming game really needs to be deaded because they're not paying people out how they need to pay people out. Snoop Dogg said it best. Like, y'all getting all this money, we getting all these streams, but where the money at?
Yeah, where the money at?
Where the money at on all these streams? Where the money at on all these subscriptions? You know, you getting everybody these subscriptions, but you're not breaking us bread off of that and ourselves.
And you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. Back in the day, people used to complain about the percentage of sales that they was getting from the CDs, right? And back in the day, they was getting at least, I don't know, maybe a couple dollars per CD, while the record label got, you know, the rest or whatever because of their investment or whatever. But think about that, a couple dollars for the CD, and now these dudes is getting less than a penny.
Less than a penny,
bruh,
for one stream. Do y'all understand y'all getting raped?
Raped. Like back in the day, even if you was considered raped, no, I mean R word. I'm sorry, YouTube. But what I'm saying is, if you considered that being violated back in the day, think about what you should be feeling now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is what killed me, because look, check it out. Like you could look at it like this. Why pay why allow a streaming platform to distribute your music when you can just create a website that has your music and create your platform just like a goddamn a Spotify? You don't even have to create a Spotify. You could just create your website and sell your music through there. And if you wanted it to be streamed or something, you can set it up to where your music be streamed on your own little platform. You know what I'm saying? Versus versus going to a Tidal or going to iTunes or Spotify. I know it's convenient. It's on your phone. It's a quick, you know what I'm saying, 1-2. But if you rock with the artist, then it shouldn't be hard for you to transition over to go to their say for instance, if they created an app. Say for instance, if this rapper created his own app and he dropped all his music on that app.
Right.
If you rock with that artist, you'll go over there and jump on this app and get his music. But on this app, you can download his music and it's yours forever. So if it's $10 for this album, then it's yours forever. You don't have to pay nothing else. You don't have to pay for no subscription. He dropped the album, you paid for it, it's yours to keep. Understand what I'm saying? So why do streaming when an artist can create their own app, which technology is off the chain right now. If you get somebody that can do it for you, you can create your own app,
right,
and put your music on there and sell your albums as a whole. Forget streaming,
right.
because if they rock with you, they're gonna drop $10 for the whole album. So you're gonna make way more money than you would if you would just stream your album on a Spotify or iTunes.
You know what? And you make a great point, because that is great point, because think about this. You giving away your album to the platforms or whatever streaming platforms, and it take literally like what, 1 million people just to get $5,000,
just to get $5,000. How many albums you could have sold if you would have had your own platform? How many albums could you have sold if you would have had your own platform?
That's what I'm saying.
So at the end of the day, y'all really getting robbed. Yeah, you're really not making what you say you're making. You're really not getting what you deserve, because the middleman right there. So you getting breadcrumbs at the end of the day. Getting breadcrumbs.
But you know what? You know what's even messed up though? I'm gonna tell you. You explained it, because think about it. 1 million people that listen to your stuff. Think about it if you had 500,000 people buy your album.
Man, let me
by
do the math
yourself.
on this. I'm finna calculate this shit. So say for instance, let's do this because I like to do math. So let's say you got you got an album with 10 songs on it, and you want to charge, let's just say for them to buy that album to keep it forever, you know what I'm saying? You want to charge them $12.99 for the whole album. That's $12.99. Okay, 1 million people bought that. Let's just say that times 1 million people. That's $12,690,000. I'm gonna do this again. 12 times 1 million people. 12,990,000.
Bruh.
Now think about that. You done created your own platform. You got the money to do it. People create apps all day.
Yeah.
Hell, I even create apps myself. You know what I'm saying? I done made my own streaming apps as well. We do this. Me and my boy Pat, we do this all day. So we just trying to get y'all niggas the game. But at the end of the day, like, think about that though. You ain't made no goddamn $12 million on your streaming from streaming. You ain't made that. We done did the calculation, so we already know what Spotify pay out. We know what YouTube pay out. YouTube probably pay a little bit more than Spotify and Apple. Understand what I'm saying? So you ain't made close to no $12 million.
Not even you're not making not even a fraction of that for real. Because
it's still like modern day slavery at the end of the day.
Man. Yeah. All right, let's get back into it.
And I would say overall, it depends on what kind of music that you actually make. As an example, if you're someone like Beat King, who actually passed away a few months ago, rest in peace to Justin Riley. I really miss that guy. But if you're someone like him, he made strip club anthems. So his songs are short because if the DJ is running through all these songs in the strip club, he kind of wants to feed people quick hits that they can just and move on to the next track, right? Overall, though, the reality is in today's industry, success often hinges on how well you adapt to these changes. It's not just about creating a great song. It's about creating a song that works within the frameworks of platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and TikTok. These platforms reward engagement, replay value, and virality, and shorter songs naturally fit the formula. For some, this adaptation can feel like selling out, but for others, it's viewed as a necessary evolution to stay relevant and thrive in a rapidly changing industry. The question then becomes, how do you balance staying true to your artistry while navigating the constraints of modern music consumption? It's a challenge that every artist, including those like Bossman DLo, has to face.
Yeah.
Boy, I just got an epiphany, boy. We'll talk about it off camera. because this shit crazy, bro. Like
I know you thinking. I know you thinking.
you already know.
I know
you already
thinking.
know. And we gonna talk when this shit over with, boy, because
I know
you
you
might have
thinking.
said a little bit too much on it.
I know we did. Hey, it's good though. It's good. It's good. That's
But
what
y'all
we here for.
that's what we here for, baby. That's what we here for. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. That's all we do is drop gems. And just pay attention to the movement, man. Make sure y'all tap in, bro. We got a lot more coming, and we're gonna be doing these videos a lot. So y'all stay tuned to Lion and PW, man. We got you covered, bro. That's right.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it.
Yes, sir.
Is the ultimate gatekeeper to finding massive success in today's music industry. It's not just about crafting a song that resonates with your core fans anymore. It's about appealing to the masses who control streams, likes, and shares. These casual listeners often decide the fate of a song within the first 10 seconds. And if it doesn't hook them immediately, they'll skip to the next track without a second thought. And funny enough, what kind of signal does that send to the algorithm? Well, it's essentially saying this product isn't worth listening to because people are skipping it. And that's why a lot of artists are just choosing to adapt. The algorithm interprets those skips as a lack of interest, which can tank your song's performance on streaming platforms. The longer of a window you give listeners to skip your track, the more likely it is that they actually will. That's why so many artists are trimming intros, jumping straight into hooks, and keeping their songs short and punchy. It's about minimizing the risk of disengagement and maximizing the chance of capturing and holding the listener's attention. But here's the catch: while this strategy can boost numbers, it also pressures artists to prioritize what's immediately attention grabbing over what's creatively fulfilling. This dynamic has forced artists, particularly in hip hop, to rethink their approach to music. For artists like Bossman DLo, this means adapting to the reality of what actually works in the streaming era. Short songs with instant appeal are often more effective in reaching a broader audience. But this raises a critical question: how can artists stand out and leave a lasting impact in a world where attention spans are shrinking and music is increasingly becoming more disposable? Especially in the kind of generation we live now, often referred to as the microwave era. Everything moves at lightning speed. This is a time where a lot of the young kids grew up on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and other platforms that deliver quick dopamine hits in a matter of seconds. Patience for anything long form or drawn out has.
You know what? That's another point. I mean, we already touched on it though a little bit because we already said that the kids didn't grow up in our era when it comes to the CDs, right? But they grew up in this era when it comes to the TikToks and all that type of stuff. So they're used to the short songs. You see what I'm saying? Like they don't know what Lauryn Hill and all these other people that got great albums, long intros, and all this other stuff, but great music. They don't know about that. You get what I'm saying? So they just know the quick, like he say, microwave situations in the
dumb down.
Thing. Yeah, man, because the bad thing about all of this is that he just said it. The rappers are trying to figure out, instead of complaining, they are, you know what, let me conform to it so I can win, right?
Right.
And that ain't cool. That ain't cool, bro. That's what's killing us right now, bro. I think.
All right. Disappeared. And that mindset has carried over into how people consume music. This mindset isn't just limited to music. It's directly related to content creation as well, which is its own art form. For someone who builds their audience on TikTok or Instagram through 30-second videos, converting those consumers into loyal followers of your long-form content is an uphill battle. These platforms train audiences to expect quick, digestible content, so asking them to commit to something longer can be a tough sell. On the flip side, if you take someone like me or any other content creator who focuses on long-form content, it's often easier to adapt to shorter formats when needed. That's because an audience built around longer, in-depth content tends to be more engaged and invested. They're willing to stick around for the message, which creates a stronger foundation when transitioning to other platforms or formats. This difference highlights how important it is to understand your audience and the type of content they're drawn to. Whether you're an artist, a content creator, or both, finding the right balance between short form and long form content is key to building a sustainable and loyal fan base in today's fast-paced digital landscape.
Right.
You know what? I'm sorry I keep talking, but
No, it's good. It's good.
I'm saying he making a great point because we just talked about this. Is really, you have to find a balance, right? Kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what we talk about a lot. Finding a balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Right.
you are a rapper and you still focus on, if you focusing on your long form content, meaning your longer version of the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we just said this, just chop it up into shorts. And if certain people uh gravitate for the shorts and they want to hear the longer version, then
Mm-hmm.
boom, there you go, right?
Yeah, yeah, you got the longer version.
You got the longer version. So it's like you kind of gotta be like, okay, I'm a cater to what y'all talking about, but I'm still doing it my way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna give y'all the little short dopamine hits because I want y'all to come over here and smoke this big blunt.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah. If you want to vibe to it. And then on the shorts, like now it's like you can create that short. Say for instance, you got a 3 minute song, a 3 minute video. Okay.
Mhm.
On the short, you create a minute short for that video. And at the end of that minute short, if they want to listen to more, now you need to put a call to action at the end of the video, which is called end screen. So you will put a call to action in the end screen. So when that video's done, that the longer version of that video will pop up, and they'll be able to listen to that longer version if they want to hear more of the song. So now you captured them with the short, and
Right,
you can potentially capture them for the longer content because YouTube is pushing out shorter content the most. You
right,
know what I'm saying? This is their new baby, so they're going to be pushing out shorts like crazy right now. So it's a good time to jump in on the shorts. I'm telling you, it's a good time jumping on the shorts because your numbers are going to go up fast if you jump in on the shorts. So imagine putting that short clip of your music video and directing that traffic from that short to your longer video. You're eating
yes,
both ways.
flat out, flat out. Great example.
Reason why it's easier for me to keep people coming back to long form content is because the seed that I get to plant in your mind has a stronger, more lasting impact compared to someone who focuses on quick surface level hits. Long form content allows me to dive deeper and create a connection that resonates beyond a fleeting moment. That said, different strokes for different folks. I'm not here to downplay anyone's approach. I'm just calling it like it is. Both methods have their strengths. But the
Yeah.
real question is which one leaves a lasting impression and builds something sustainable over time and which one doesn't. This is very similar
Right.
to why artists who go deeper tend to build more loyal fan bases. Take a look at Kendrick Lamar or even Drake.
Work
Mm-hmm.
today is broken. We're
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
Yes, and
I
Kendrick
mean that.
Lamar, he tells stories.
Yeah.
People like storytelling.
Yes.
Drake tells stories.
Yes.
So if you're a
People like.
storyteller, people gonna rock it. People gonna listen to it. They'll listen to that 3 minutes because if they like stories. But if you're
That's
like a more I'm saying you're more like drill rap or something that's quick club hype type stuff, then yeah, they'll probably go toward the minute clips and all that stuff.
right. Right. Oops.
Art is the
Sorry.
level of depth they bring doesn't. This is very similar to why artists who go deeper tend to build more loyal fan bases. Take a look at Kendrick Lamar, even Drake. Both of these artists have carved out their own space in the game. What sets them apart is the level of depth they bring to their music, which creates a strong connection with their listeners. They don't just aim for the surface, they hit their audience where it matters the most, the mind and the heart. Whether it's Kendrick's
Mm-hmm.
thought provoking storytelling or
Mm,
Drake's emotional relatability, both have mastered the art of leaving a lasting impact that keeps fans coming back for more. And it's this
Yeah.
depth that turns casual listeners into lifelong supporters. Interestingly, neither Kendrick nor Drake are known for making short songs, yet they both achieved massive success, proving that you don't have to follow the algorithm to make it big. Now, it's true that they both came up in a different era of the music industry, one that wasn't as heavily influenced by streaming and algorithms. However, I still think the point stands. Whether it's emotional depth, Drake, or substance in music, Kendrick, it's possible to transcend trends. Their success shows that connecting with listeners on a deeper level, rather than simply chasing what's popular, can lead to longevity and a loyal fan base. Overall, I wouldn't say that Bossman DLo is wrong for what he's doing at all. There's a reason he has momentum. He's clearly figured something out. One of the cornerstones of success in any field is how well you adapt. And Bossman is a great example of that. He's a
Yeah. Real quick, I'm sorry, but
Go
he
ahead.
when he made the point about Kendrick Lamar and Drake, I think that was a great point, because when you got skills, I think now it gets into the skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
If your skills are at a certain level, not to say Bossman DLo ain't got skills, I'm saying the type of music that he's playing, right,
Mm-hmm.
isn't hitting the mind and the heart, like bro said. It's hitting more of the everyday this and that. You get what I'm saying? But it ain't penetrating in
Right.
these. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Gotcha.
So you don't need all that. You don't need the 3 minutes of that. You see what I'm saying? Because it ain't resonating for real. You know, but when it resonate, we dealing with it. You know, that's what's going on. Okay.
Yep.
observing what's working in the game, mentally placing himself in it, and taking action based on what resonates. And that's the formula for success. That
See?
said, it's unfortunate that taking what I like to call the righteous path by, staying true to artistic depth and originality often makes it harder to achieve the same level of success. The reality is the game rewards what works in the moment, not necessarily what's timeless. So did Bossman DLo expose why rap is dying? You tell me. Anyway, if you made it this far, that means that you enjoyed this video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is.
So it's like,
shout out to
Go
Blackie
ahead.
Speaks though. Let's give a shout out to Blackie Speaks.
Okay,
'Cause,
shout out to Blackie Speaks.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
to get the
thanks for the
love,
content.
man. Thank you for the content. Great,
Yeah, it's
great
good.
assessment.
Good
you know?
analysis, man. Good
Yes,
analysis.
definitely.
So,
Any last words on this?
oh yeah, man. Let us know what y'all think in the comments, man, of this. And what do you prefer? Do you prefer longer songs or short songs? What's your preference? Is the longer songs dead, or are they still here? Who likes it? Who's still rocking with it? Y'all let us know.
Yeah. Let us know, down in the comments. And this is a real topic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We talking about longer versions of great music to compare to shorter versions of dopamine hits, like they'll say, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all prefer? Me personally, I like good music, and if it's great, I don't mind how long it is, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's just I don't know, that's just where I'm coming from with it. But let's see what y'all say in the comments, and yeah, that's what it is, man.
This is Lion PW, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. And like he said, leave y'all thoughts in the comment. We want to know. Let's chop it up, because we're gonna be in the comments and we're gonna be responding to what y'all saying. So let's have this conversation.
Yes,
Let's conversate, baby. And this is BWF Media Show, and we are signing off, baby. BWF Media TV in the building. Peace.
Face.